Good afternoon. Welcome to Mamie's Truth Podcast. I want to give honor to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, first of all. Without Him, would nothing be possible. I also would like to thank group homes, foster care, and foster parents for bringing children into your space in life. I also would like to say I'm not a counselor. I'm not a social worker. I'm not a teacher, nor a lawyer, nor a doctor. I'm just a person who grew up in foster care, up under the guidance of social service. I also have to say that I was let down by those who was around me. Social service, foster care, and even group homes. Not all of them, but most of them that I encountered. In foster care, and I didn't know at the time that people was getting paid to keep kids. I didn't. But what I did know, a lot of them could not deal or wanted to deal with someone else's child. There was a lot of lies, untruth that was told about me. Don't no child come with a book of instructions, but unfortunately, I did. And that was somewhat of a guidance that a lot of them followed. Who know that was wrong? I do. Because you need to learn children for yourself. If you adopt babies, you can mold them. You can instill in them right and wrong. But if you're adopting a preteen, you got to know that there are layers with them. They have been through trials and tribulations. They have. Don't let nobody tell you they haven't. They have. Whether it was molestation, mistreatment, whatever the case may be. Just know from one adoptee to you guys, it was layers with me. And after a while, I began to get angry with people that was mistreating me, that's supposed to have my best interests at heart and did not. So again, I say, social service in Gastonia, North Carolina, truly dropped the ball on me. A lot of the foster care dropped the ball on me. Instead of a juvenile child, whom I was prior to, I began to get angry. With what was going on around me. Because I felt like I did not deserve what people were dishing out to me. I did not mind doing anything they asked me because I was appreciative of being in their home. I was appreciative of someone taking care of me. I was. But if you, as an adult, did not want the responsibility of someone else's child, you could have refused. You didn't have to go down there and sign papers saying that you wanted to be a foster caregiver. If you was going to mistreat them. You didn't have to go to classes and be willing to adopt someone's child and mistreat them. Don't assume that you know about that child when you don't. You don't. I came to Raleigh in 78. I was adopted in 79. And I suppose the only reason that I ended up in Raleigh, North Carolina, at the group home that I was at, I had the den mother and the cook, who was black women's, asked me, how did you like the lady? And I used to say, she was nice because she would wine and dine me. And that was a new territory. It was a new territory. What kid don't like to be wined and dined and bought stuff? I wasn't no different. I wasn't no different. When they sat me down and they explained to me I was 14 and at age 18 I would be tracked out of the group home. And the way they were speaking, I guess it scared me. But even saying that, you got to teach children things, how to make it in life. But don't nobody care about that. When it's time to go, it was just time to go. And so, coming back from my weekends with this lady up here, I was asked, how did it go? And I said it went good, as a child would say that, with all the presents and stuff, clothes, and it went good. I enjoyed myself. Do you like her? Yeah, I like her. Then I was told, Mamie, you ought to go with her. That will be your family. Because I want you to have a family. I remind you, they just said to me that at age 18, I would be put out of the group home with no fallback from anything. I wouldn't know what to do, which way to go, which way to turn. So when they spoke to me about a family, and all my life that's what I wanted, was a family. Because years back, I used to go to the Christmas parties and stuff like that, and it's like people be looking to adopt children, but they never wanted to adopt me. And I used to be so sad when I got back because I didn't understand why no one wanted to adopt me. So with that being said, when it came about that someone wanted to adopt me, and the ladies were speaking to me, I jumped at it because I always wanted the family. I always wanted the family because I didn't know where my family were. I knew I had one. I knew they was a large family. But I did not know where my family was. I didn't. So like I said, when I got here in 78, and everything was peachy keen. It was a few things that was not right. But I looked over that because I didn't want to go back to a group home. And I wanted to stay in a permanent home. I did. In 79 is when the worker came to the house and asked me, "Do you like it here, Mamie?" And I said, "Yeah." The lady that wanted to adopt me, she was all grins, all smiles. The ink wasn't dry on the paper before everything turned around. And not for the good. Not for the good. I'm not even going to say it was for the good because it wasn't. Things changed. And one thing I don't like is someone to think that I'm crazy. When I see you and I see what you're doing. And they used to say, "You get me confused with the other foster care you was in." And I told them, I know the difference. I know the difference. Don't try to think I'm crazy. Because I'm not. I'm not. So I don't think, well, I know that that person shouldn't have never adopted me or anybody else's child. Shouldn't have never did that. And that's why Social Service in Gastonia, North Carolina apologized to me. They told me they dropped the ball, and I know they did. But later on in the years is when I discovered that God had my back through all of what I went through. God had my back. If it had not been for him, so my point of this podcast is to, if it's in your heart and in your spirit, and you have a home, and you want to adopt kids, feel free. But let it be pure. Don't let it be because of a check. Don't let it be because you ain't never had one and you just want one and then you're going to miss. No. Let it be pure. I take my cues from God. Let it be something that you are passionate about. Because at my big old age, I think about my past a lot. I'm not mad with anyone, and I had to forgive them. Because if I didn't forgive them, I would only hurt myself. So I had to forgive them for me. And I have, and I did. Things don't always go right for you in life. But you work at it. And you persevere through life. I persevered through life. The obstacles that I faced, God allowed me to walk through. And He continued to allow me to walk through. And hold my head up high. So kudos to the foster care, to the group homes, foster parents. We appreciate you guys. We truly appreciate you. But help that child. Don't hinder that child. And just know if you're getting children 7, 8, 9, or 10, communicate with that child. Get to know that child. Pay attention to that child's feelings. Because we do have feelings. And because didn't nobody pay attention to my feelings, they didn't care, I had to learn my way in life. And the road was not easy for me. I had to maneuver through territory that I wasn't even made aware of. So I learned how to pray and ask God to forgive me for the things that I have done in life. But I also would like to say education is the most important thing that you can offer that child. Education. You need to encourage and you need to teach them kids, because it's a many, many more out in this world that may be like me, may be angry, unfamiliar with a territory that will eat them alive. A lot of children in foster care is like onions. You got to peel the layers back. Peel them back. Don't throw them out there in the wolf. Don't throw them out there like that. If you don't have the time to teach them anything, leave them where they're at. Leave them where they're at. They may or may not be better off. A lot of us coming up through the ranks of adoption, a lot of us don't know. There's a lot of us that do flourish. There's a lot of us that have great foster parents. There's a lot of us that go to college, finish school. But there's a lot of us that don't. And life passes by. And we have to learn how we learn. And I'm not down on no one. Because at a point in time in your life, you be grown. And you have to do what life calls you to do to maintain. If you have a child at an early age, like I did, you get married at an early age, like I did, I had to do things differently. I had to put on my big girl pants, whether I wanted to or not. And life kept going by. It waits for no one. So when you adopt someone's child, please be patient. Allow them to grow up as children. Just because people make mistakes, don't throw them kids away. It's thousands and thousands, I'm sure, of kids out there that need a home. Just don't do it just for the cause. Do it because you care. Do it because you have love in your heart to give them. I wish I was able to adopt. I always wanted a house full of kids, but unfortunately that's not the path that was presented for me. And I'm okay with it. It's a lot of things that occurred with me that I used to be angry about. But I have love in my heart for all people. And I managed to meet kind-hearted people that I call family. It don't necessarily have to be your blood, but I thank God I know where my family is, and I know who my family is, most of them. So I just wanted to thank God for this opportunity that you have blessed me with. I may not have been able to adopt children, but my passion is adoption. And my prayer is that they put these children in homes that care. Unlike some of us in the late 60s, people didn't care if you asked me, but they might have did. But unfortunately, I wasn't in that group. I wasn't in that group. But when I look back over my life now, I have to say thank God that that's the path that I came down through. Because I wouldn't be the person that I am today, maybe, if I did not come down through that path. Who knows? So if you have love in your heart for children, and you would like to open up your home to children, do the necessary work that there is to do for them as well as for you. And remember, children vibe off of your energy. If your energy is negative, what do you think that kid's energy gonna be towards you? I'm just so appreciative of my viewers. I thank you for the opportunity that you're giving me and allowing me to speak to you today. I getting some t-shirts designed to sell. Some of the proceeds I would like to, every year it should be a different group home. I wanted to donate something to that. It would be a different group home every year. And that's why I'm selling my t-shirts. It's about 6 different t-shirts, 6 different designs. And some of the proceeds from the sale of those t-shirts will go to a different group home each year, as long as I'm alive. So again, I thank you, viewers. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And I truly hope that you know where my passion comes from with foster care and adoptees. I will speak back with you next time and get a little deeper into what I'm trying to convey. If you would like to purchase or make an order of a t-shirt, you can contact me at lulu50.mb@gmail.com. Again, that's a lulu50@gmail.com. Again, that would be lulu50@gmail.com. You can place an order or hit me up on Messenger. Leave me your name, your address, or just leave me a message and I'll get back with you. Thank you. Bye.